People do everything they can to avoid being bored. But from my perspective, I think feeling bored is one of the greatest emotions we have as human beings. The first thing I would ask myself, I had asked myself, is what is boredom? And I couldn't come to a certain definition. Boredom is when our brain have nothing that stimulates it. You are not feeling numb, you are not feeling sad, you're just bored. There is an absence of stimulation, if you put it that way. And what we do when we are bored is immediately grab our phones, right? When I do that, um, we have taught as human beings, we have taught ourselves to entertain our minds through reels, through videos, and through Instagram, social media, or whatever it is that is available on our phone. So if you get a free minute in the office while you're working, um, while you're in the class, just grab your phone and scroll to social media. Even that happens to me a lot. And honestly, it's not good. Like, I can't for sure say that there wasn't a time when there wasn't boredom, because Friedrich Nietzsche has wrote that is life not a thousand times too short for us to be too short us to bore ourselves. So what did it do when there was boredom? So daydreaming is one of the concept I have found, and if all of us do it unintentionally, unconsciously we do it. So for example, when I am unable to fall asleep at night, I have this tendency to scroll through my phone. Just another minute of the reels and I'd be tired and I'd just fall asleep. No, it never happens that way. So what I do is I make up scenarios. It sounds it sounds a bit delusional, but yeah, I make up scenarios. I make up alternate universes. What would have happened if it had turned out this way? It's fun. And I should tell you that it's been a week since I have started one of my daydreams and it hasn't finished still. Because whenever I daydream, it's almost every time when I want to fall asleep. I daydream and I just fall asleep in the middle of the dream. And tomorrow night, I have to like rewind. Okay, which scenes had I made yesterday? And then I continue from that, and the story hasn't ended yet. It's still ongoing. So it's like a cool movie thing on my mind. And then the second one is they used to notice things. Imagine that you are going on a walk. Okay, let me tell you about when I went to Annapurna. Yeah, when I went to Annapurna, you don't have network there. So I had one playlist which which my friend had. Like I asked him, so do you have this playlist which I could use while I'm trekking? I could download it and I could like play it on repeat. And I didn't like that playlist, to be honest. So I couldn't play music. Everything would be fine with me if I have music. But that playlist was not my taste, let's say, not my cup of tea. So I had to pause music. And even though it was tiring, even though it was life training because we completed the 7 day trek in 5 days because we were mad, I guess, out of our minds, I had this revelation, maybe. I noticed rocks. I was searching for rocks, and because my bag was too heavy, I couldn't carry them. During the climb, whenever I used to find a cool stone, I had to be like, oh, sorry, I will leave you here. I don't want to leave you here. I was like that. So I used to notice everything. I used to notice small plants, herbs on the way. I'll just click a photo, and when I get network, I would just like Google it on Google Lens, which is this plant, and they would be like, "Oh, this is a Himalayan plant." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm right. My photo is clear. I'm right." Shit like that. Yeah. So that is one thing that we'll do when we are bored. And when you go to the washroom, imagine you don't have the phone and you're sitting on the toilet and you notice the cockroach, you notice the tile pattern, you notice the water dripping if it's dripping, you notice how clean your washroom is, where you should do your where you should improvise. So that's also a cool thing. You notice more things, you notice and you connect things. And of course, you make up ideas. So, my friend used to tell me that what if the cockroach we kill has a family waiting for him? So, maybe he was bored. He thought about that. So, boredom brings out creativity. So, that's one thing. And when I'm bored, I just take my sketchbook. I don't know if you have ever seen that. It's in my bag. So I just sketch or I just write. I don't know whatever the fuck I write. I just sketch. Sometimes it's like gore. Sometimes it's too pretty. I don't know, and I have become used to that. And that's a very good habit. It unlocks your creativity so far, so beyond. You will want to continue it and you will want to stop scrolling on your phone. You have to switch off your phone and shit. Yeah, that's one thing. That's boredom brings creativity, that's for sure. And also your brain starts making connections. I have already said that, I guess. It'll be like family of cockroaches, just like my dreams. When I daydream, I can mend it to my wish, just like I want it. I can i can give the main character wings. I can make myself the main character or someone else. I can give them wings. That's like a good part. Anyway, so that's like boredom unlocks creativity. That's the main point. And if I had to say another example, I would say that when I went to Varkala, there was this girl. She told me that should play a game. That she will say something, and I can continue the story. And I can say any unimaginable, any creative thing. And it was like when we played it, it went on and on and on. So we had to stop at some point because no one was winning and no one was losing. No, we were like just playing, and it was like taking a long time. And that's one thing. We were bored, and our creativity unlocked, and it teaches us patience. Um, if not every moment has to be exciting, because when I'm on the bus, I don't scroll on the phone. I listen to music, and sometimes I get bored with music. It's a 1 hour ride, and for 1 hour you are listening to Nirvana, and your brain is like on this autopilot mode. So I'll be like, okay, bro, I'll skip this and I'll take out the book and I'll read it. Sometimes when I read, I fall asleep. I get this urge to sleep. So I'll stop reading and I'll take my sketchbook out and I'll sketch. So I have these things always with me: my sketchbook, my reading book, and my headphones. So that's that about boredom. You can get bored with everything. You can get bored with life. You can get bored with whatever you're doing. But there is always something that is creative and that would unlock your brain's potential. Anyway, so I would like to challenge you. Sit for 10 minutes without doing anything. Okay. Uh, Take a paper and a pen and write something down, bro, and then tear it up. If it's a poem, tear it up. If it's a story, tear it up. If it's a painting, hang it on your wall and do whatever shit comes to your mind with that. Yeah, that's all. Mm, that's all for this video, I guess. I have even made bullet points. So there is this big guy, I don't know his name. He said something like, I don't know his exact words. Maybe I'll find it up on Google and I'll just do an input here. Yeah, it goes something like, maybe boredom isn't the problem. Maybe you are just afraid of finding yourselves. So try to find yourselves. Try to find yourself. Try to be creative. Try to get bored, my N word. Salute.